back with another episode, ladies and gents.
Pigeon Holed.
I just got yelled at.
By me? I didn't yell at you.
No.
Bullshit.
It was with your eyes. No, with So if you haven't listened to this before, we're actually using my mate's apartment, Todd, which he will be on the podcast at some stage. He leaves for Kokoda actually on Saturday.
Which, for those of you who don't know what Kokoda is, it's like a cocaine thing, isn't it? What is it?
Yeah, it's where you smuggle drugs into
Yeah.
Kokoda. Papua New Guinea, it's the big walk.
That's right.
For like 10 days.
He's going for a walk. People train for it. Bunch of fucking... Why you got to train to go for a walk?
He's in a wheelchair. But yeah, so long story short, we've been using his place and we have a strategic spot for the key to let ourselves in, and we need to grab a buzzer to get our cars in. That's the main thing, so we don't have to pay for fucking parking. And where the letterbox and stuff is, there is a driveway that clearly has a sign that says, "Do not park here, 24 access needed all the time." And I was like, well, I mean, I'll be quick.
Did you park there to get the keys?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's different though, isn't it? You probably left the car running. It's not really parking.
Well, I usually actually leave the car running.
Yeah.
And I nipped over to grab the keys, and like a really nice, like older car parked behind me. And I was like, what's the fucking chances? And he's looking at me. He's like, "Is this your car?" And I'm like, "Yep." And he was like, "See that sign? Can't you read?" And I'm like, "Nah." And he was like, he's real confused. And he's like, "Well, you're not supposed to park there." And I'm like, "I apologize." And it's like he really wanted to have like a stoush.
Yeah.
It's like an older guy,
Yeah.
like probably close to 60s, probably early 60s.
Stoush.
Yeah, fucking a fight.
Oh.
And then I just straight batted everything, and he was probably just like, "This guy's not right in the head." But it was very strange because I was thinking, I can't remember the last time like I got
yelled at. Yeah.
Or like felt like a kid doing something wrong. I was just like, "Sorry," and he was just really like, "You're not supposed to park here. It's 24-hour access all the time." And it was just so he could park in, and then he parked over the driveway, like over the footpath, and I was
People
like,
are insane.
"Pretty sure that's illegal, mate." And his car was for sale. And I was like really tempted to take a picture of his phone number and then just fuck with him.
You should have.
Yeah, I think I still might. I think it's still parked there.
I think you should have done it so we could have done it on the podcast. That would have been fun. Where is it? Where's the car?
Just around the corner there. But I think
Let's do it on the next episode.
I think he was opening the garage to put it in there.
Fuck. What kind of car was it?
I'd be lying if it looked like a Cadillac sort of thing. Like it was nice.
Yeah.
It was like a teal, like old car for sale. And I was just like, but I was thinking to myself, I'm like, he must be connected to this. And is he like, there's a groundskeeper I know that I've been told by Todd that lives here and he looks after the whole place. So I'm like, is this the dude, like the maintenance groundskeeper, a strata dude?
Yeah.
And I'm like, ugh, if we...
Probably don't want to fuck him off.
That was my thing. I was like, one, I don't want to make enemies for Todd, but two, I was like...
He won't know though.
No. He didn't ask me any questions. I was like, I'm just grabbing the keys from my apartment. I left them at home. And then he sort of like backed off a bit.
Yeah.
But this place has, I think, 60 apartments in it. So
okay.
he wouldn't know everyone.
No.
And if he started to get into me, I would have been like, I live with my gay lover, Todd. And just, I can guarantee he would have been like,
How old are we talking?
This old man?
Yeah.
I reckon, well, he was bald and he had a full grey beard.
Yeah.
I'm going to say at least the youngest he could have been would be late 50s.
Yeah.
And he could have been somewhere from like 65.
Hmm.
But yeah, I was just like, there was a part of me that was like, I could punch him. Like I could just fuck this old man up just for fun.
You want to go to jail just for getting into it. Yeah.
But that's the thing that like I always think to myself, like if you're in America, and we have some American listeners, judging by the downloads, that I feel like I couldn't be trusted with a handgun.
This is the thing though. I feel more like, when people behave a certain way in public, I'm like, you have no idea what that person that you're picking on right now is capable of doing.
Yeah.
I remember there was this, during COVID, there was a woman. So I'm parked at a petrol pump. Woman's at the next one. We're both putting petrol in our cars. And then this guy comes past on a bike and doesn't have a mask on. And she starts screaming at him. She's like, you're supposed to have it. And I said to her, I was like, I don't know this woman, but I went, hey, I think technically that's like exercising. I don't think you have to wear a mask if you're exercising. And then she went, are you sure? And I was like, well, no, but I'm sure enough that I wouldn't yell at a stranger in public over it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's unhinged that you would just start screaming. And he's doing nothing to harm anyone. He's on a bike. He's not near anyone. At this point, it was when, like, you know, if you went into a shop or whatever, you had to have a mask on. I was like, you've just decided to yell at a stranger. What's the matter with you? You don't know what he might just come up to you and hit you in the face repeatedly until you're dead. You don't know who he is.
Well, I mean, 50% of all like bike riders are scumbags. So
is it that low?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's getting better in this country. But that's like, that's the thing. Like, we see homeless people on bikes all the time, and like I would. That's one of the first signs that I look for. It was the slushy, the chocolate milk, and a broken mountain bike.
Yeah.
I think that was a callback to the last episode, but it's
Brian Shields, one of my favorites.
Oh yeah,
he's got a joke about how you can gauge your suburb on how shit it is, and one of the things is like if you see grown men on BMX bikes, it's like you're in a crack infested suburb.
Yeah. What was it? Red shoes as well?
Yeah, red shoes. And then I think it's another comic though. I think it's Corey White and has one about the IGA. How good and how bad your IGA is really tells you everything. Like if you want to know if you're in a good area, go into the IGA. And he's fucking bang on.
Yeah.
Because my wife and I went to the Kings Park cinema, the outdoor cinema. It's just like a big fucking open space thing. And we went to a IGA nearby just to get some like snacks and stuff. And it was ridiculous because it's such an opulent suburb.
Yeah.
It was such a nice IGA. I was like, I've never seen an IGA like this ever. I've never seen a supermarket like this. This was crazy. Crazy. Looked like it belonged in a fucking, I don't know, like in a restaurant.
Yeah.
I was like,
so
where am I? This is insane.
It makes sense though, because they're all franchise, like they're actually all independent growers. So that's the IGA, but you can stock it with whatever you want.
Yeah,
so
but also things weren't overpriced though. They weren't like, I mean, they're IGA prices, which are a bit overpriced, but they weren't like, it wasn't like you were picking up a packet of chips for like $18 or something silly. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't, which I thought would be the case. I was like, oh wow, I'm gonna have to take a loan out just to get snacks for the movies.
We have to do that anyway at the cinema.
It's
just fucking ridiculous.
Your cinemas are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. I want to support the cinemas. I really do. I love movies, but it's, in fact, weren't you going, what, you said you were going one day and it was like a reduced rate or something?
Yeah,
like
Tight Ass Tuesday.
And how much is it?
I think at Hoyt's it was $13.
$13? Yeah. And then if you go normally, it's like $4,000 or something.
Yeah, something like that.
It's fucking stupid.
If you've got a membership, I think it's $2,000.
Yeah.
And then they give you a couple of points towards a choc top and a fucking 2 liters of Pepsi Max.
Yeah, brilliant.
It's so like, the cinemas just, they ruin it for themselves. It's just like, families aren't going to go when it's like $200.
Well, no, I mean, obviously I'm exaggerating with a couple of grand, but like we went not that long ago, the three of us, me, my wife and my son, and after tickets and snacks and everything, easily $150.
Yeah, crazy. And you're not having a 3-course meal.
No, it was just like a couple of popcorns and some like drinks and stuff, and so maybe like a bag of Skittles or something. I was like, we spent like $150 on a movie.
You'd really hope the movie's good too.
It was Wild Robot.
Oh yeah, that's great. I watched that movie actually.
Yeah, it's very good.
I like the animation in that's fucking amazing. But yeah, I got yelled at. I was just like, what the fuck? Old man. And there's something in my mind now because I'm like, closer to 40 than 20 that I'm just like, I'm in the right. Like there's a weird, like even if I'm in the wrong.
Yeah.
But if I was in his shoes, I'd have the exact same things. I'd really be like, this piece of shit, it's clearly marked. You can't park there. Parks his car there. It would happen all the time. But also when it's me, I'm like, give me a break.
Yeah.
Like it's
like when you're driving and if you are behind someone who's got a trailer on and they're going slightly under the speed limit, you're like, fucking do the speed limit, cunt. But then if you're the one with the trailer and you're going slightly under the speed limit and they're up your ass, you're like, mate, I've got a trailer.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, I do the exact same.
It's spotlight syndrome, main character syndrome. It's all, whatever you're doing is always the most important thing, and you're always correct.
Yeah. At least I'm not violent. I just like, because the way that he spoke to me, I was just like,
I want to
he's
hit
like,
you.
what, can't you read? And I was like, that's very like,
Yeah.
imagine if I did have a complex, or I did, like, I'm not great at reading anyway, as you guys have fucking heard, but like, imagine if that was a sore point for me and I just saw red, and it's like, bro, you're sitting in a car, like you can't move. You're in it. There's a seatbelt on you. Like I just punch you in the face while your window's down. You can't do shit. And your car's facing the wrong way. You can't even run me over.
But that is the other thing, though, and this is like an old Louis C.K. bit. When he's like, the way you behave in your car is not the way you behave when you're outside of your car. Like the things that you will say and yell at people, like, you fucking piece of shit, cunt. Like you'll say that from your car if somebody does something to like slightly inconvenience you.
Yeah.
Whereas like you wouldn't say that face to face in like a shop.
Yeah.
Someone walks in your way, you're not going to go, oh, you piece of shit motherfucking, oh, I hope you fucking die. You wouldn't do that.
Yeah, I mean, most of my slurs have said in my car.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really say them out loud.
Most.
Most, like somewhere under my breath, I guess. I've got actually one. We've had someone send something.
Are we off to the phones already?
Yeah, might as well. Darcy Kavanagh, who is a comedian from Perth, actually. He's also got a podcast called Getting Deep with Darcy Kavanagh, which I've done. He sent through something, so let's play that. Let's start this game early today.
Hey, Weapons, Darcy from Perth here. I've really been enjoying the pod, but I've got a question for you. What do you think the hardest part of travelling around the world alone is?
Thank you, Darcy. We're not going to answer that because fuck you. Anyway, moving on. No.
Has he travelled around the world on his own, or is he saying that knowing that we have?
Yeah, I think it's I had a chat with him not too long ago about travelling. God damn it, how rude.
I don't think it's that difficult because you're never really by yourself, as we've said before. Like you go somewhere and you have that connection to other travelers. Like that's the thing. It was a red flag if I ever met somebody and they're like, oh yeah, I've been traveling by myself for like 4 months. I'm like, why?
Yeah.
You meet people all the time. You change your itinerary because you bump into a bunch of people and they're really cool and you go like, oh, I'll go to Koh-Phi with you. Yeah, we'll spend a couple of weeks doing that.
Yeah.
But I think the hard part is coming home. If you come home, and then if you're not going home, the other hard part is like everybody back home is just doing their thing, the daily, like you're off doing the exciting thing and they're doing like their thing, and I think it's easy for them to just sort of carry on and then forget you're a thing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like if you're my close friends back home, like there was a point where I hadn't seen them for about 4 or 5 years, and I was talking to them like emails and stuff because it wasn't social media days like now and Messenger and stuff. So we were just like emailing each other. But it wasn't like, they became kind of few and far between. So you start to feel quite disconnected from that. And that's like I think your biggest thing when it comes to, maybe getting homesick.
Yeah.
I've never really had a lot of homesickness. Have you?
No, homesickness has been something I really.
But then you also live where you're from. So
yeah.
I've had it like
true.
I've had it a few times, but for little things. Christmas is a big one because Christmas here is fucked.
It's hot.
It's too hot. It's not meant to be hot. It's supposed to be cold.
Oh, hey, bring on fucking. Oh, actually, climate, global warming. We get hotter, don't we?
Yeah.
All right, cool that down then.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing for me though is when you do travel by yourself. Some of those memories, like, as you said, you will travel with people, but they might not be your close friends. So when you do something pretty cool and you've got those memories, you don't have someone to share it with. Like, when I'm with my like mates who I've traveled with and I see all the time and stuff like that, it's remember when this happened, and you're just in hysterics because of that. Yeah. And it's also sharing. I do find myself too, when we've spoken about this before, when you get to like a a scenic view or you accomplish something on a trip or get to a point, I'm very much like, oh, this is sick. And but I only admire it for a short amount of time if I'm by myself.
Yeah.
If I'm with other people and we can sit down and talk about it and there's a conversation that's rolling along, I find that I'm into it more because I can see their enjoyment. But for me, I kind of get like the image scanned in my head, how I felt. It's a weird one. Sometimes certain smells bring me back to like a thing, you know. I get that quite often sometimes.
Same.
Yeah.
Sometimes food, but sometimes it would just be like the smell of like this is very strange, but there's a playground at Kings Park that I take my son to sometimes, and the smell of the rubber throws me back to me being a kid and playgrounds in England like that had that same kind of smell.
Yeah.
And I can't really, I mean, it's just one of those weird ones where you're like, fuck, I was not expecting to feel this way right now immediately. The smells are crazy like that. Music and smells are insane.
I was just going to say that, like when I used to go to the hockey a bit when I lived in Vancouver, and I'd go and watch the mighty Canucks, and they always played Sweet Caroline. And every time
Comedy Lounge.
Yeah, and like every time I got up, everyone was just like, Sweet Caroline. And then and it was just like that is embedded in my mind.
Yeah.
And Journeys, what is it?
Don't Stop.
Believing. Yeah. Those sort of ones. But yeah, I think for me, not being able to share memories with people that I can interact with.
Interesting. I'm the opposite.
Yeah.
I like, if I'm by myself, I don't feel the need to rush. I don't feel distracted. I can just enjoy the thing. But shared experiences are also incredible too. So, I mean, but I don't think I've ever thought about it from that perspective of like, I can talk about this and then share it again later on.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't think it's that, like, sorry, back to the question of like what the hardest thing is. I don't know that I've ever thought like, oh, this is this part here. This is the grueling part. Because I like being alone as well. I love people. I'm very social, but I also do like time to myself. So I've never really struggled with it, I suppose.
Yeah.
On the music thing as well, sorry, just real quick. There's a Black Eyed Peas song, and I don't like the Black Eyed Peas at all. There's a Black Eyed Peas song, Tonight's Gonna Be, you know that song? I was in Thailand for the first time as well. Like, I've never been to any of those islands. Me and my friend were just island hopping, doing all the parties and stuff. And that song was like the biggest song. And every time I hear it, I'm straight back to like Koh Phi Phi and Koh Phangan. And that song does amazing things to me. Because I was drunk all day, every day.
Yeah. It's funny though, like there's obviously a lot of people out there and you might be one of them. I don't think I am, but like there's also for bad things, there can be like smells obviously. And like your brain's so strong in that way, it can link things to it. Traumatic experience. Yeah. Someone's like pumpernickel and you're like, oh, you know, like a fucking Russian sleeper agent type thing. But I mean, that's pretty much it, Darcy. For me anyway, the shared experiences, I guess. But also, I love traveling alone. Like if people have asked me, they're like, would you rather travel alone or with people? All day by myself.
Because I feel like if I'm by myself, I don't have to do anything.
Yeah.
I don't have to do anything that I don't want to, and I don't have to worry about other people. Like if I really want to do something and I'm like, have to convince these cunts now and, that kind of thing. Plus, there was a time, I think I've told you about this, there was a time in Ecuador when I was just kind of like burnt out. I'd been traveling for ages and I was just like, I just needed some chill time. So I checked into this hotel. It was like $1 a day. Checked into this hotel in Old Town in Quito. And I stayed there. Initially, I was just going to be like 3 or 4 days. I ended up staying there for about 4 weeks. And just did nothing all day. I would wake up when I wanted to wake up. I would just go for walks. I would read. It would be boring if anyone was with me. They'd be like, could we do something? I was like, I just didn't want to do anything. I didn't drink at all either. Like that whole time I wasn't drinking alcohol. I wasn't really, I wouldn't say exercising because I wasn't really into that shit, but I would walk. I would eat quite well, and then I would just read and sleep. That was pretty much it. I didn't talk to many people. I didn't see many because I was in a hotel as opposed to a hostel where it's like really social, obviously. But yeah, if I was with, and I was traveling with Kevin before that. He'd gone off to Brazil for a bit, but I was by myself, and I was like, "This is perfect. This is all I want to do right now."
Yeah, it is actually when you think about traveling and stuff. I always say to people, if you've got the budget, give yourself a bit more time than you think. because people are like, oh, I'm going to fucking London for 2 weeks. And you're like, by the time you get over your jet lag, you are going to be a week down and you're going to enjoy the second week more than the first.
Yeah, for sure.
I know it's a money thing, and I've always been the type of person that's traveled with coin in the bank, knowing that I always thought to myself, if I go somewhere and an opportunity pops up, whether it's a concert, a sporting event, whatever, I would genuinely like kick myself if I wasn't able to do that.
Yeah.
So I always made sure that I went over with more money than I needed.
Yeah, definitely.
These people that go over there and they're like, my budget's $10 a day. Like, I can't do this. And you're like, I can't go out and blah, 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 blah. And you're like, yeah, you're here technically.
You're not really doing anything.
Yeah, you
You're
didn't travel. Like, you were just there.
I think that's why, like, I get when people do sort of city breaks and stuff like that. Totally understand it. I think it's great. But I'm like, how well can you get to know a place in a few days? Like, oh, we were in Czech Republic for like 4 days. I'm like, that is cool. That's really cool. But there's no way you experience like even a fucking fraction of what you could have.
Yeah.
And I get it. Money and time. People don't have those two things, which is why I think people should travel at a time when they can. Like we've talked about this before, there's a little window, I think, in everyone's life. It's not necessarily a certain age or whatever. It's just like when you don't have a lot going on, whether it's relationship, bills, you haven't tied yourself down to like a mortgage and a job that you can't possibly take time off from. But most people have a little period somewhere, a couple of months or whatever, where that's the time when you can go away, and you don't necessarily get to do it often.
Yeah.
But when you can, it's just so much better to just go somewhere and go like, all right, let's just fucking see what happens.
Yeah. Yeah. Just that was one of the best things I think about traveling was you meet people that you genuinely like in a hostel and they're like, oh, we're going here.
I changed my plans so many. I didn't have plans, but I changed. Like, I would get somewhere, have no like onward travel or anything, and then exactly that would happen.
Yeah.
You'd meet people, and they're like, "Oh, we're going to Cusco, and we're going to do Machu Picchu," and I was like, "Oh, I did that last year, but I'm going to do that again because you guys are fucking cool."
Yeah, it's an open itinerary. Like my brother has done a fair bit of traveling, one of them, but he always does like katikis and stuff like that, and it's all like regimented. And I'm like, it's so much cheaper for you to go do
So
this,
much
this,
cheaper.
and this. And he's like, I don't care. The money is not the issue. It's
Structure.
I want to punch as much stuff in my trip, and I don't want to deal with any of that shit. I like the pre-game of traveling, of being like, all right, I fly into here and I can get to there. What's close to here? All right, that and that.
Yeah.
Which direction can I go this way? What are flights?
Hey, each to their own. Each to their own. But I do remember first time planning to go to Peru and being in. I don't think I'd gotten to Cusco at that point, but I was looking at all the operators that take you to Agua Calientes and then up to Machu Picchu, like all the trips and stuff, and the prices. Some of the prices were crazy. And then I found out if you just go there and go talk to somebody on the street or talk to like one of the vendors, like they do it for fucking a fraction of the price that you were finding online. But because people want to plan ahead and go like, no, because there's this thing as well of there's only a certain amount of people that are allowed up there every like month or every year or whatever. And now I don't know if that's true or not.
It is, yeah.
But like, it never impacted me. I've done it twice, and it didn't. Both times didn't impact me. Numbers weren't a thing. No one said, "Oh, we've hit the limit."
Yeah. So Todd actually went and did it, and I believe he was saying that there's a max amount in Machu Picchu per day.
Yeah.
And they count it, and he actually saw people get sent away.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's how like fucking specific it is now that they go. I think it's for like erosion and stuff like that.
It is.
Obviously.
Yeah, it's for preservation. But you also have to think as well. You've been, right?
Yeah. I didn't do the trek. I took the train
from Agua to Agua Calientes and then walked up.
Yeah, from some point, not too far.
Yeah, there's a little town at the bottom called Agua Calientes. That's the one where you look up and you can't see it.
Yeah.
Which was like the genius of it. Like, they discovered it years fucking later. Obviously years later, but they were flying over it and somebody spotted it and went, "That's a fucking." What the fuck?
Well, yeah.
Because you can't see it from the ground, and that was the whole purpose of Machu Picchu. But anyway, like the Incas obviously built it that way. But anyway, I always think like the number of people, like how there's so many people that go up there. It's so busy.
Yeah.
It feels like that erosion is going to happen and is happening right now. Like, how are you going to avoid it?
Well, I guess they're trying to make the cap so it doesn't
But
do
if-
it as quick.
Yeah, I guess,
That's
but it's,
about the
it's
only
just like,
thing.
it's always so busy
Yeah.
all through the day. I'm like,
It actually wasn't that busy when I was there, which is the crazy thing.
yeah,
Yeah, I still remember, like, even my photos are so sparse.
okay.
That's a big thing about traveling early when we were younger. We didn't all fucking have phones that had 19 little
Yeah.
cameras on the back of them. My photos are shit.
Yeah.
I had an
I
Olympus
don't have.
something.
I messaged Kevin when we started doing this. I messaged him about it because I know he took loads of photos. So I was like, could you send me some? I just want to maybe use them for the pod or just like show Tait and stuff. So he is looking for them, but he's having the same problem. He's like, they're on a fucking hard drive or an SD card
Yeah.
somewhere. Because we didn't have fucking phones. We weren't uploading things to Instagram and Facebook and stuff.
I uploaded things to Facebook, but I put majority of them on private. Some are open, but they're just there. And I know, like, you got the Facebook database. It's all just like
It'll
it's
stay.
just my hard drive online, which is good. And I've so many times we've been chatting about something and people are like blah blah blah, and I'm like, I think I've got
Just
a
put it
photo
up,
of that,
yeah.
which is kind of cool.
Mm.
As for traveling, I had this conversation with Todd because this is the last thing on his bucket list was Kokoda.
Really? The last thing.
Yeah, well, the last thing that he did, but 10 years ago. So he did a bucket list 10 years ago,
Yeah.
and he's just had like certain things that he wanted to tick off. Is not even traveling, to be fair.
Mm.
Is there anything on your bucket list that you're like, I just want to do that?
I don't really have a bucket list.
All right, that's dead. This is what I'm working with, ladies and gentlemen. It's fucking stonewalling me.
But I mean, yeah, I suppose there are still some places that I want to go to again. There's places that I want to go to that I've not been.
Yeah.
And when I say again, some of it now is like I would love to take my family to Nepal.
Okay.
Like I loved Nepal. It was
And come back with them,
fucking
or?
incredible. Well, that's whatever, but I'd love to do that. I know I kind of, I'm in my 40s now, and I always made sure that I did a lot of the things that I wanted to do when I was able to do them.
Yeah.
Whether it was like sort of physically or financially, do you know what I mean? Like there are limits on some things. I used to snowboard a lot. You couldn't get me to do it now. I don't want to hurt myself.
Yeah.
I will hurt myself.
I've never tried it, and I've lived in places that like you could see the mountains.
Yeah.
I've never ever tried skiing or snowboarding because I know if I fall, I'm not a good person now that I can walk. Like if I'm in a wheelchair, I'm fucking shit. You know what I mean? Like I don't need that stuff in my life.
I just don't really need the extreme. Like I always thought of traveling, especially like when I'm going places, like it's not like an extreme sports holiday. I don't need to be jumping out of planes everywhere I go. Do it once, that's fine. Bungee jumping, do it once, that's fine. But I don't really need to. I was bungee jumping in New Zealand. I don't know if I've ever told you this story before. I was bungee jumping in New Zealand, and there was a woman who tragically her husband had passed away, and they were supposed to be doing this trip together. She was doing it by herself.
Yeah. I'm already laughing.
So she was doing a bungee jump. She'd never done a bungee jump. She's probably like in her 60s or 70s. She's an older woman. She's doing a bungee jump. And she has with her husband's ashes that she is going to scatter on this bungee jump.
Like mid-bungee?
Mid-bungee.
Oh, she gets
Now,
so
what
much
do you
in her
think?
mouth.
Yeah, exactly.
She's just like,
How disgusting.
oh, Larry. Didn't think I'd have to swallow you one more time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, ew.
In her mouth one last time. Yeah, insane.
That's a fucking balloon. If I was
This is grim.
gross, even if I was like the fucking bungee man, woman in charge person,
Yeah.
I think that's what they're called.
Yeah.
I'd be like, you're gonna get human all over my shit. Are you washing this harness and this rope? Like, get the fuck out of here.
It's very dense though, the ash. I think it does
Yeah.
fall quite
That lady
quickly.
was fucking
but
dense too.
Very dense.
I know a guy who works at a crematorium,
Yeah?
and I'll let you in on a secret.
They fuck the ashes.
They fuck the bodies and then the ashes.
Ooh.
No, they So if you've got a loved one, it's in an urn. You probably have
Other people.
I
always assume that because
Yeah.
there's no way they're cleaning
They
that out
don't.
perfectly.
It's like the grills at fucking Hungry
Yeah.
Jack's when they
It
put
is-
the vegan burgers on. You know what I mean?
It is. I've never really thought about it, but I always assumed that it's a tokenistic thing. Like, my loved one is in this urn. By the way, that is fucking weird.
Yeah.
Right? That's a weird thing to do. Also, donate your fucking organs and shit if they still work. Like, what the fuck are you doing? You're dead. Who cares?
Think one of,
Gives
like,
a
going back
shit.
on that, I think it's like Sweden or some country. It's the opposite. In Australia, you need to go
Opt in. Yeah.
Theirs is automatically.
Opt out. You gotta opt out, yeah.
Which I don't understand why we're not like that.
You should have to opt out.
For sure.
For sure. You should have to specifically say no. And even then, if I was in charge and you said, like, hey, I'm opting out, I'd be like, why?
Yeah. You need a good reason.
You might save many people's lives.
Yeah. Well, I'm pretty sure my grandpa, when he passed away, he was relatively young for an old man.
He's relatively young for his age.
Yeah, he was, I think, like early 70s or something.
Okay.
And he had a heart attack and died, like my father, like me. And I'm pretty sure he got, like, my grandma got a letter saying, like, hey, just to let you know, Oswald's retinas have gone to blah, blah, blah. And I was like, the cunt was in his 70s. Who's fucking getting them? Like,
hopefully a 70-year-old. Imagine like an 18-year-old getting them.
Yeah. Just automatically like, oh, fuck. It's worse than ever. But yeah, I'm pretty sure. And I'm pretty sure in Sweden or whatever country it is, they give you like a thing saying every time something's used as well. Like a big list of being like,
I don't know if I'd want that brought up,
blah, blah, blah.
You know? Like, if I'm trying to like mourn and get over something, I don't want to be told every like 6 months again, hey, by the way, your
Remember that guy who died?
Yeah, your dead wife or your dead mum or whatever, her bits have just gone to so and so. Like, all right, just fucking let me.
And how long can you? It must
preserve
go straight
them for.
away because, like,
well, I don't know, because maybe I presume they can keep some things a bit longer than others. I don't know how long.
Hey, we can't keep chicken more than a week.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's like
that's true.
Human liver. It's like I think it's good for 2 weeks. I think.
Oh, sorry. I just realized bucket list things too. Even though I don't have one. Galapagos Islands. I want to go.
Yeah.
I didn't go when I was there. I think because it was just
Godzilla's from there.
I was just like, it's too much money at the time. You know, I was traveling when I was in my sort of mid-20s and stuff, and at the time it was like I think it was like a couple of grand to do it, and I was like, that's like I could spend a couple of grand in like a year in some of these countries, and I got to do that for this.
To be fair, at a rough guess, is that near like Cuba and stuff?
Argentina. No, sorry, it's off the Chilean coast, isn't it?
I have no idea.
Yeah, it's off the Chilean coast.
All I remember was the Godzilla movie with Ferris Bueller. They do nuclear testing, and then that movie was huge back in the day.
Is it
I think
good?
it might have been the first ever DVD.
Is it good though?
It was pretty good.
Yeah,
I was a kid. Like, it was, yeah.
What's his name? Matthew Broderick, isn't it? Is that Ferris Bueller, isn't it?
I think he changed it to Ferris Bueller.
Oh yeah, fair enough.
That's a good one. I think he's in that film, or I'm making that up.
Matthew Broderick's Day Off.
I don't know why I found that funny.
It's a good movie.
Yeah.
Ferris Bueller, that is.
Movie.
Ferris Bueller's a great movie.
Yeah.
Those old, what are they, John Hughes movies, I think they are? Those old, like...
The Car Salesman?
No. Yeah, he sold Ferris Bueller that car.
Yeah.
Those movies are great, though. Those, like, Breakfast Club and all those kind of, like, older 80s, early 90s movies. Fucking fantastic.
Cult classics. Eh?
Aye. What about you? Bucket list. What do you got?
Bucket list. Always wanted to go to Iceland.
Yeah.
And it was the same deal when I was in Europe. It was way more expensive than anything else. Yeah. And I was like, well, I can go to like 5 different countries instead of like going to the Blue Lagoon in Iceland and stuff. And then I was seeing photos and I was like, and still to this day, genuinely, I'm like, you had money. Why didn't you do it at the time? You randomly went to Lithuania on a whim, and nearly got beaten to death by like 3 different giants in one night because apparently they like fighting.
But the thing about, I don't regret too much because I always think like that money can go really far in other places and keeps you away. And this is a weird thing to say, but I always thought of like, how long can I be away from England? Yeah. How long before I run out of money and have to go home? Like when I left, that was the thing. I was like, at some point, I'm probably going to have to go home.
Yeah.
And I never did, but like I was always like, so whatever I could do now to just stretch this out for a little bit longer, just wanted to be away as long as possible. I had no desire to return. So I don't really regret things like not doing the Galapagos at the time because I was like, well, that would have eaten so much money.
Yeah. Do you reckon, are you going to push your son into traveling?
I won't push him into anything. I just think they'll just naturally find some
Yeah.
things and won't find others. Like my sister always said that it's in our blood just to have itchy feet.
You are Irish?
Yeah.
Gypsies.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're politically allowed to say that. Travelers? Is that the correct term?
I guess. I don't know.
Gypsy fucks. I don't know. I'll double down on it. But yeah, it
Potato
probably is.
munchers or whatever.
Yeah, well, I mean, Irish people are very much like everywhere.
So I read a statistic once about, and I'm not going to say the numbers because I just don't know what they are. But it was like the amount of people in Ireland versus the amount of Irish passports in circulation.
Yeah.
So it would be something silly like, say, like 100 million people are in Ireland. There's like fucking 700 million Irish passports in circulation. It's insane. Those numbers would be way off. I don't know what I'm not smart. Don't fucking get at me. But it was, yeah. And it's true because I have one. And
Isn't it called the Golden Passport or something like that?
Is it?
Yeah, because isn't it like number one passport in the world to have?
I mean, I will not give it up.
Yeah.
I'm not giving up my Irish passport because it is the best passport, especially now that England aren't part of the European Union.
Mm-hmm.
So now English people have a little bit more paperwork and shit to go through, whereas Ireland is still part of it. So I can technically go and work and live anywhere in Europe.
Yeah, I believe it's weirdly, I think it's like Ireland and New Zealand are the two like most sought after passports in the world.
I tell you what I don't like. I don't like
New
countries.
Zealanders, I get it. Fuck them.
I don't like countries who don't reciprocate.
Mate, fuck those.
I really don't. I don't like this like, you know, some countries Americans are allowed to visit for as long as they fucking want and shit. And then if you want to go to America for more than 3 months, it's like, all right, well, you need to show us X, Y, and Z. And yeah.
So we've spoken about that a fair few times because that's a bucket list thing of mine is to work in the States, is to do exactly what I did in Canada and exactly what I did in the UK. I want to do it in the States.
20 years ago, I'd have agreed with you. Now, there was a time when I would have done anything to live there, anything to work there and just be for maybe a year or two. Now, you couldn't really pay me.
One of the boys on Monday or Tuesday was saying that he just filled out his ESTA, I think it is.
The visa.
The visa. And apparently there's a new thing on the end of it. It's a box you have to check. And if you don't, you're not allowed to. And it says you waive your human rights in like transit at immigration and whatever device that you apply for your visa on, you have to give it to us with unfiltered access. And we can go through it from top to bottom. That's new.
That's crazy.
Yep. I'm like, fuck. So much child porn, you know? But like, it's hard to like fucking, like to be fair, I think I'd be absolutely fine with it. I wouldn't care.
No, it's not. Like, I have nothing to hide either. It's not that. It's bullshit. The fact that they want to do it.
Yeah. Or just they're asking for it. Like something that you signed, you know, years ago, and then all of a sudden they just, so if something happened, they're like, nah, when you did that and you wanted to come into this country, you've ticked away that, and you're like, well, fuck, now I'm stuck.
At least it's better than that fucking, you know, the embarkation card that they had on the actual flight. Like years ago, I don't know if it's still the same. I haven't been there in ages, but like when I used to go, probably went like once or twice a year, like New York or Vegas or something, because it was quite cheap. British Airways always had great fucking offers on. And you'd go and you'd have to fill out this form as you were about to enter JFK. So like, you know, you're English, you're on the flight, you're about to enter JFK. And it was things like, you know, I am not a terrorist. I was never involved in espionage. There was one, I swear to God, it was like, I've never been involved in espionage between the years of like 1918 and 1934 or 35 or whatever. Like what? Who's ticking yes? Yeah. Who's saying yes to this?
Espionage and sabotage.
Yeah, and all these different fucking war crimes. It's basically like, are you a terrorist or a war criminal? Are you a criminal of any description? It's like, shouldn't you, if you're worried about that, shouldn't you check?
Yeah. I can't remember what country it was. I think it was somewhere in South America, and the plane landed and we were there for like 15 minutes and we were just like, we're going to disembark soon. Like it was very strange. And they were like, please, ladies and gentlemen, stay seated. And we were all like, oh, this is weird. And then 2 cops got on the plane and we were like, oh, what's going on here? And they just walked down and grabbed a dude and walked him off. And it was just like, that was a criminal. Like we took a criminal from one spot to the other spot.
Oh,
and they just grabbed him. Like there was just that, you got to get from that country to that country.
Shouldn't he be escorted though?
Well, I guess he was escorted by the people that were with him, and then they were like, we don't give a shit, fucking whatever. So yeah, that was unnerving. Also, when you'd get on, like, did you notice in South America when you're on the buses and they really didn't like the native people? Like, when you're like Bolivia and stuff like that, and they gave them a really hard time. I don't know if you went through. I never
noticed that.
Yeah, we had it on a fair few different, and we were told about it too, that they were very like immigration were a bit like really testy with them. It was like, and it was really evident too. Like we would just go through their passports and ask them 1,000 questions. And
to be fair, they did that to us a fair bit too.
Yeah. I mean, they told us at the.
It wasn't like impolite though. It never felt. It always felt quite pleasant, but often it was quite like I remember there was a few times where they would literally open your bag and like they'd go through it with you.
Yeah.
And they were like, "What's this? What's this? Where's this from? What's this?" And sometimes it would literally turn into like just a chit chat.
Yeah.
It's just like, those I've had those for years. Well, they're one of my favorites. And like, yeah, they're really nice actually. I like. Are they good in the water? Yeah, no, they're great. Yeah.
Good times. Yeah, that's probably my bucket list stuff, I reckon. Well,
the moon.
Yeah, I mean that'd be cool. Would you go
to the moon in a heartbeat?
Katy Perry thing.
Yeah.
Where did she go?
They just left Earth's atmosphere very briefly.
Ah.
Like they were still in low Earth orbit. They were still like they were in space, but they weren't outside of our like they left our atmosphere. So they experienced weightlessness and they're in space and everything else, but there's only a certain distance you can go before everything else starts to play a factor, like radiation belts and stuff. Which is part of the problem. They say that like to get to the moon now, I don't know why it wasn't the case before. To get to the moon now, they have to get through the Van Allen radiation belts, which is apparently very fucking difficult to do. Without frying whoever's in the capsules, which I don't understand. Like I'm not a moon landing conspiracist. I do think it's kind of fucked that the biggest achievement ever in history of humankind, and they lost the telemetry data. They don't have any idea of how to do it again. But then they have sent things out there to like orbit the moon again, but they can't send people. That I don't understand. But I'm not smart either, so that's why I don't understand it. But I would go to the moon for sure. I would love, wouldn't you?
If it was quick.
It only takes a few days.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go.
It's not like Mars. Mars takes like somewhere between 9 months and a year.
Yeah, it's
depending.
Too long. That's way too long. Yeah, a couple of days.
I would go to Mars.
Yeah.
I'd go to Mars.
Who am I going with? Like
it's just me and you. Yeah, going.
It's going to take longer than 9 to 12 months.
Think of the
we going the right way? I don't know.
Think about episodes we could get done.
Yeah, it's true. Just like the microphone just whizzing away from us, like fucking not again. No, yeah, that'd be sick. Actually, try to like this. I always like doing stuff, so I like it's my own bucket list, sort of being like to tick things off.
Yeah,
running with the bulls and like very much like sporting events. If I had like a crazy amount of money, I would go to all the major sporting events.
Really?
Yeah, just the atmosphere.
Even sports you don't like, but just because of the atmosphere.
Well, the atmosphere when you're there is it's amazing.
I know I've experienced it with sports that I'm not really interested in.
Yeah,
but at the same time, I don't know. I get over that pretty quickly.
Yeah, I mean, I probably wouldn't go back to some of them. Like a one-off. Like, not a huge fan of basketball.
Yeah.
Right? I know you played for a high level for very long in England, but I watch it on TV. I'm like, they're supreme athletes. It's crazy what they can do. But when I went to a game live, I think it was Trailblazers and Houston Rockets, and they were both like...
Were you in Houston or Portland?
Portland.
Yeah.
And they were both, I think, 1 and 2 of their conference or something.
Yeah.
Like, so it was a big game and a super duper close game and stuff like that. but seeing it up close, I was like, holy shit. Like it's genuine. And then I always was against cheerleaders. I was like, these are the dumbest fucking things. Like, who's watching this shit? We go to take a piss at halftime, blah, blah. And I was like, I remember nudging my mate. I'm like, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. They're doing backflips in the...
Cheerleaders are, especially like NBA cheerleaders, NFL cheerleaders, they are elite athletes.
Yeah.
Like they are another world of it. But even like the high school and college for those sports, they're unbelievable. They're gymnasts.
Yeah.
They're gymnasts. There's no... we think of it as like, yay, go.
That's what I thought.
So, no. They are unreal.
Backflips and shit. They're nearly hitting the roof. They're shooting like fucking T-shirts at us and stuff. They're playing all these like crazy games. I was like, America just do it right.
Yeah, entertainment.
Yeah. And, well, I mean, some things they don't do the best, but...
Shooting. No. Did you go to a baseball? We'll leave that. Let's leave that alone. Did you go to a baseball game?
I went to the one under the MLB.
I don't know anything about baseball.
So I think it's Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
And then I went to like...
Minor league? I don't know. Is it minor league?
Yeah, they were kids. No, I don't know. Yeah, I guess minor league. Yeah.
I don't know why that's... I don't know. I'm sorry. I've never watched baseball. I've never been to a game either, but I do understand that it's a great atmosphere.
Well, yeah.
But isn't it like fucking 9 days long or something? Or is that... have I made that up?
Well, Vancouver was shit, so they just got belted. So it was really quick.
Okay, right, yeah.
And then I took a date there. It was fucking... Like, we had a great time. A great time. And then I got an amazing blowjob after it. There
might be a bit of bias.
But baseball now in my head, like,
so you see somebody hitting a baseball and you're like, blowjob.
Yeah,
I would suck his dick.
I came in that chick's eye, which is always funny.
Yeah. Rotten. You're a rotten man.
Well, I mean, should have worn protection, safety glasses.
Did you wear shoes?
Socks.
Yeah, but I mean, she didn't see your feet.
No.
Yeah, I was going to say, she wouldn't touch your dick if she saw your feet. Your feet are terrible. You've been telling me recently that you've got a sore toe. And I'm just amazed they're not all sore all of the time.
I started running again.
Why would you do that?
Just losing weight, being an athlete. And yeah, one of my toes is quite sore, unfortunately. And it like the nail's going to fall off.
Actually, when you were talking about that, I was thinking about Cameron Branch, one of our mutual friends. He runs those ultra marathons and shit. And he said his toenails fall off when he does it. I'm like, stop fucking doing it then. Why would you do it?
I think it's because like there's so much weight just getting smashed down on a poor little toe.
I mean, I can't envision a thing that I would ever end up doing where the result was my feet got so worn out that my fucking toenails fell off. No.
No pain or gain. No pain, no gain. No gain, no pain.
No pain, no toenails.
I think that's it. That's what my motto is anyway. Yeah, it's sore. But I'm in that cycle now of like I'm getting good results from like losing weight and running and shit.
Yeah,
and but now I'm like, fuck, I gotta keep doing it.
No, I don't doubt it, and I respect the hustle. I just think it's crazy that your feet is somehow going to get uglier. That's that's
sore.
insane.
I don't know what to do. I think maybe bike ride, maybe.
Yeah, low impact. That might do it.
Yeah, but she's sore. She's motherfucking sore. Yeah, bucket list. That's pretty much. If all I would do is travel if I won the lottery.
Yeah.
Yeah. Buy a couple of houses. In one in America, one in London.
I would definitely do that. And if it wasn't for how ridiculous it would be with like taxes and stuff, I would want to have.
We're rich, mate. We don't care about that.
Okay, well, I would have homes in different places. My mum goes,
I would hate to have a mansion. Could you imagine cleaning it? I'm like, no, I can't imagine cleaning it, Mum. Because I would have slaves. I wouldn't have cleaners. I would have fucking slaves. I'm that rich. I'm not fucking putting limits on my richness in my head.
Yeah, it's a fantasy.
It is. That's all it fucking is, I guess. What's the first thing you reckon you'll buy? You win the lottery for you, not the family, just for you.
Well, I mean, look, the obvious one is things like cars and stuff, but I don't really give a fuck about cars.
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be probably, and that's the thing, it would be for the family, but it is for me. I'd want a house by the beach. I want to live by the beach. So I'd do that here. Then I would buy an apartment in like somewhere like New York. I'd buy one in London, and then maybe a couple of others dotted around.
Yeah.
Because I do like the idea of having like a home in another place, not just a hotel room or whatever. But I like the idea of having somewhere where you can just go and it's just ready for you.
Yeah.
But it would have to be in a place that I want to spend a fair bit of time. And I love London and I love New York.
That's fair. I think what I would do, I would buy that guy's car and I'd crush it in front of him. That's all I do. I would buy it and then be like, oh, is this thing like pretty sturdy? Like it's all good. And then he has to do the sales pitch to be like, oh yeah, like it's a great car. Like I've never had any issues with it.
Tell me the history of it, the sentimentality.
I'd be like, I would crash it into the closest tree. And be like, bro, you said this car was strong.
Or just park it in that place that you're not allowed to park it and then hit it with hammers for about an hour. I'll be done soon, I promise.
I would do the pettiest shit.
Yeah.
Like I really would. Like buy like ex-missus like a house next door to her and just, you know, turn it into like a chicken farm so it smelt all the time. Just shit like that. That's why I can't be a superhero, because I'd be a supervillain within a day. If I didn't get a courtesy wave, I'm killing them.
Well, look, the people who don't do the courtesy wave, fuck it for everyone.
Yep. I courtesy waved for everything. I courtesy waved the guy as I drove away from him. That fucking dude.
If I don't get it, I don't let anyone in for the rest of the day.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't stop for people.
Do you flash people when you drive?
For what?
Use your dick? No. Like when you drive and there's like a speed camera or something like that.
Speed cameras, yes, but like things like RBTs or random, I don't know what you call it in other places, random breath testing, stuff like that, I don't.
No, because that's
because if you're drinking, you deserve to get caught. You're a fucking idiot. But like everyone can accidentally go over by a couple of kilometers an hour or whatever. So if I see a speed camera, but it has to be in certain places, because in built up areas, I'm like, you know, you're not going to see it probably anyway. But if it's like out in the bush and you see one at the top of a hill or something, like, I'll let these next 3 cars know.
My motto is I would do it until someone doesn't give me a courtesy wave.
Yeah, and then it's over.
And they ruined it for everyone.
Yeah,
I've always done it like that, because because you get fined if a police officer sees you.
Yeah, flashing.
You get a fine. Yeah. So I'm breaking the law.
Yeah,
I'm clearly a badass. But if you don't courtesy wave me back, everyone behind you's getting a fine. I think people are just dumb now too, and they don't even know what it signals, what it means.
The light.
Yeah, like the flash. They're like, is there something coming up? You know?
Yeah.
People are confused and shit, and I'm like, fuck you. Cunts. Anyway, that's the end of the episode.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
All right, well, courtesy wave.
Remember, courtesy wave.
Yeah. Courtesy wave back at us too, otherwise you're fucked. You've fucked it for everyone.
Yeah, send an emoticon of a wave. Ciao.